Hello everyone and welcome back to Arena. We're going to be playing standard best of one. I have a pile of cards. I will not know how to explain this. I don't know how to explain it in the outro. But basically we're playing a little bit of a combo deck. It kind of plays the invasion of Alara and then kind of combos into some things. It's going to be way easier if you just watch the video or skip to a combo if you don't have a whole lot of time. And kind of just watch how it works. But realistically, this is going to enter. The only thing it can hit is these Bramble familiars and to go for the throat. So invasion, we'll read it real quick. When it enters the battlefield, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile 2 non-land cards with mana value 4 or less. It's hitting this. And then what it does is you may cast one of those 2 cards without paying the mana cost. The other one goes to your hand, and then the exile cards go on bottom of your library in a random order. So what happens is instead of casting the 2 mana side, like in the corner, like you would think in terms of Cascade, we actually get to cast the fetch quest side, at least how it is written in the rules today. We mill 7 cards and put a creature, enchantment, or land card from among them, milled from that pile. So it has to be from that 7 pile. And what we're wanting to do is hit Desecrator, have a 7-drop in our deck, whether it's a Flesh Gorger, Traxa, Herd Migration, a Tali Even, or one of these. And remove 7 counters from this, flipping it and casting the Awaken the Maelstrom on the other side. I don't have a whole lot to say. We're just going to get into the games. Hopefully you guys can see the combo and it all makes sense. Other than that, I just genuinely have no other words to describe this. But however, if you do enjoy the content, please be sure to drop a sub. I've been getting a lot recently and I've been very appreciative of them. I thank everybody that does. And thanks so much for watching. Say less. This is always good because we could whiff. We find another land. What we really need to avoid here is like another forest or a swamp because then it starts not working. And land war waste and we'll pass. Black white. I just assumed it was mono black or blue black. It's been the most popular thing I've been running into, it feels like. That solves our issue because this could be red and this could be blue or white. We just need to make sure this grabs a blue or white mana. Turn. Having 2 invasions here is incredibly solid just on the fact that if we get the rest or something along those lines starts to happen, we have it covered. We need it to be blue or white, and we will grab an additional white source. One, and we'll throw this invasion up, take for 1 damage. One, we'll cast this side. Hit the Decimator, which is super sick for us. I hate when zombies enter the battlefield that the fly noise goes in my eardrums. It makes me so mad. Our graveyard. We'll get rid of this Herd Migration. We want to keep the creature in there for reanimation purposes. Move counters. We'll take this out. Cast. We'll draw. Blow up their swamp. We'll put this into play. We'll make a copy of... They won't have another source. We'll just make a copy of this then. Might as well just put as much pressure on them as we can. We'll just exile that, I guess. Move your counters off your Nganjo. If they target this, they have to pay 9 life, which it serves its purpose pretty much at that point. Find another black source. But we don't have to worry about Lily. That was the main thing. I drew all of them? No, there's one more. No, there's one in graveyard, so... hello. We'll hit nothing. Gain life. We'll play this. What was hard cast this boy? I guess we pass here. I guess I could have played invasion and attacked it, but like at that point I need to just go for the life total. I Not that this matters too much, but sure, we'll do this. Draw another invasion. Fine. I'm gonna just be mana resourceful here, and I'm just gonna take care of this token before it ever becomes a problem. Even though I don't think it would. Oh, missing land. Go find one. I should have checked if we even had one. Land. Guess we'll just wheel you. I would like to show you my entire deck opponent. Done. So the reason we're doing this though is because I guess we won't find one there. If we just eventually draw one of these, we can then remove all the counters off this because they're not going to have like a lot of instant speed interaction with this. We're going to go for it here again, of course. Oh, we found one. Well, we found two. Enters. And we'll remove the invasion. We always target the herd migration normally. Take care of this. We'll draw some cards. We'll delete some stuff. Trying to take out all their black mana here, or limit it. It. Sure. Wandering Emperor. Fine. Maybe not the cleanest. I understand. Choose a permanent I control. Well, now we're going to choose this. Counter, counter, counter. Sure. Now this will enter. Now we'll exile their Sunfall. And we'll make a thing lose counters and we'll target their Planeswalker. Play land and we'll say go. These have menace, so it's threatening lethal alone. Other than that, we're just going to play this. Not quite threatening lethal anymore. Okay. I didn't know if maybe they had something they could... I guess they won't have a way to gain life. Yeah, I had a blast. Thank you. We can keep this. We have Leyline Binding active. We have red, black, blue, white. A little short. Mono red, but first hue will be good. Get the Phoenix Tower down. We need the white available. Although, actually, this forest also is pretty nice forest. Get hit. Don't cast like a play with fire or anything there. A little confused why. Red. Do this. Go ahead and do this. We'll have Leyline Binding active and available for anything coming in the future turn. And we have a Herd Migration to gain some life back. Really surprised they didn't just commit with that. They missed out on 1 damage. We'll see if it comes back to get them. I don't think like their turn would have changed too much. Put on the Phoenix Chick knowing that Felden is very possibly going to get removed by anything else in our deck. This is green. We have it. This will make Leyline Bindings 1 mana, but yeah, let's play this. Let's make our bindings 1. We'll pick up the Felden, I guess. Although Felden is not any worse than the Phoenix Chick right now. Phoenix Chick, of course, is a 2/2, and if this gets blown up and comes back, it's still just a 2. Oh, it'll now be a 1/1. All right, buying some time here. We can slip the Jetmir's Garden down. Let this go through. Let them decide on this play with fire first. On top. Like, why did I hit auto pass by accident? Because technically, like, if they played a land and had 3 cards, they could double lightning strike me in response here and I would lose. blue. Although we'll probably play this next turn. Well, I mean, that's just good in general. Now we're down to 3. Maybe gain life. We can if we virtue something, but I'm not entirely sure we can. Alright, let's go for it. Probably not going to matter. I mean, the best chance. Hey, you could just take a draw. You can just draw and see if you hit lightning strike and just lightning strike me. This hand is unkeepable. Lands does not make it keepable. We'll keep this to the bottom, I guess. We have Leyline Binding for 2 and some lands. Where's off? Esper. Like just straight doors off. Guess we need to Leyline Binding something here. I feel like this is a weird ability to have been limited to a sorcery when like the other ones are instants. Are they all like instants other than this one? There might be other ones that aren't. Create a food. Sure. Hey, that's an instant speed spell. Can't believe this. Probably not going to Leyline Binding that. I'm probably just going to use Virtue to get value off of it. Save the Leyline Binding for a shield rid that they play next turn. So they're going to play, right, team? Right, team? Should have played Land War Waste and just taken the 1 damage and activated that. No punish from me. I have 4 mana. This is not a treasure, it's a food. Sometimes when they bring out new tokens, I get like mad nervous because I don't know what the token is. Let's play Land War Waste. We have exactly enough for this. If we would have played the island, we wouldn't have been able to. I guess we probably could have played the plains, but it's gonna make a difference nevertheless. I would imagine we have a person reading Invasion for the first time because... Don't worry, I had to show you my entire deck. What does it play? Nothing really crazy. Like, very answerable from our opponent, but definitely could have been worse. Definitely could have been worse. Could have hit nothing but lands, which wouldn't have been really the worst. Like, I might even have taken away. Never mind. Apparently, it was the correct play and the best play. Go first. I have Herd Migration. I have this, and I'm likely to draw lands. We play a lot of lands in this deck. So, also this turn's Leyline Binding on if we draw one. Oars off once again. Maybe oars off. Could be the Reanimator deck. Could be definitely cool for sure. I'm gonna lie. I'm just gonna play this. Kind of guard their life total. I'll let them get free smacks and then go win later. Because they might want it in the graveyard. This set does make us vulnerable to like Shield Rid or something, or not Shield Rid, but Liliana. So it's something to think about. Keep progressing forward though. Attack. I'm gonna take it. 3. And now do a Herd Migration. And we need like a green. No, we need blue, white. They're not inclined to block anytime soon. Or they don't feel inclined to block anytime soon. We'll cycle. Wandering Emperor, sure. I don't even remember what I want now. Island, yep, sounds good. Mountain. No, not the mountain. I'm gonna give them a creature to target here, so we'll get to play this, exile this, and then take out that. And they won't have a creature in play to hinder us. We're at 27, so we're giving ourselves all the time in the world. They most likely play Behold the Multiverse. Or Ashiok, Wicked, something, letters, words, numbers, phrases. I'll read it. It resolves. You would play life. Maybe I should have read it before I cycle this. Maybe 2 now. Let's turn it. Yeah. Like, hey, we're gonna keep printing 18,000 words on cards, but don't you dare try to read them. Don't you dare. Oh, we're gonna play this. I know. I said I planned on removing other things. Is it 2? How much loyalty does this have? 3? So I have to eat this to get rid of it. Move up to X counters from this. This is a cool mechanic the Cemetery Desecrator has, but just has not really been able to find its home into the format. Whenever it's good, it always feels really good most of the time, but that's generally what you get from like a 6-drop. Even if they kill this here, it has to leave the battlefield. When it enters the battlefield or dies, I guess it's not leave the battlefield. That is a distinct description. So if this gets exiled, it won't trigger, but if it dies, it will. There are cards like Sundering Titan and whatnot that work in different ways. Battlefield. I guess we'll just take a crack though. We'll take Wandering Emperor out here, I would assume. Sure. Sure. Could play another Desecrator here, but I'm gonna play a Traxa. I'm gonna just go and try to put as many cards in my hand as possible. Let's go to the back. Let's get to the invasion. Let's get to Luca. Let's go ahead and grab on tap land here in case we need it for the future. Alright. Now we took the card advantage, and we still have a way bigger creature in play than they do. Nganjo's an option that they could, in theory, do this. Behold the Multiverse is an option. We don't have another Traxa in there. Invasions, of course, online, but they end up conceding anyway. Now, can I stop playing against Orzhov? We keep a risky hand team. Enter tapped. Run a play. We have limited draws. That's just small. Yeah, like this is much better. I do tend to do that sometimes, just being like, no, it's fine. We have Herd Migration. I had to think again because we didn't have the black source here, so this would probably go back, but we can get it very easily. Let's play Jetmir's Garden. We're just Naya tokens. Don't worry about it. Just Naya. Just not Naya. I think we need to play red, green, blue. We don't have the black. So I'm going to play the Besage down so I can circle this herd migration, get the swamp, play the Virtue. Nothing there. I would assume it's this flash creature. Not, we have to be prepared for a lot of big spells on the top end. You would show up. Well, I mean, this gives us Leyline Binding, so sure. First we grab Swamp to play this, but Brutal Cathar, just straight up. We can go ahead and take more damage here. It's not going to be a big deal for us. Next coming turns. Those are what we don't need to draw. Go ahead and do this. We'll have our white available for the binding, and we'll just take out the recruitment officer. Also, that makes this not flip. Because whenever we do play this, we definitely cast more than 2 spells most of the time. So it is a little bit troublesome. A second Brutal Cathar. So if it ever gets to nighttime and we resolve this, it most likely go to daytime and they'll eat all our creatures anyway. I'm not really going to deal with them, I don't think. But I might just be able to deal with them next turn, just straight up. Just in case that I don't really want to do the math to double check. If it works out, we have 3 triumphs, it should. But I can see it not. This. Alright. I'm gonna represent a combo. It's not an infinite combo, it's just a cool one. So we'll remove up to X counters from a permanent. We'll take out this Alara. Alara will come out. Do this. We'll draw a card. Blow up permanent. We'll apparently draw the Flesh Gorger. We'll copy this. We'll put all this on Flesh Gorger. We'll do this. This will enter. We'll then keep Brutal Cathar. And we'll have this put XX. And we'll take out the other Brutal Cathar. And then we'll pass. 5 mana. We drew 2 cards. Put in 2 6/6s, sorta. And a 7 mana. Or 6 mana spells and a 7 mana spell. And blew up 2 permanents. I think that's a good one. I think that's where we draw the line. Talk about the deck. If it doesn't tell you how absurd this deck looks, like, look at how it pulls up on Arena's client in the deck builder in terms of mana curve. It has 5 2-drops and picks 5 drops, and it's saying everything else is 6 or higher. But realistically, the curve looks a lot more like you can argue it's here, but hopefully this is 1 mana. That's where we want it to be. And then this is more or less like here. This is kind of here. This is also kind of here. And these are kind of over here by himself. This is more or less what the curve looks like. So don't get super focused in on the fact that everything's 6 or higher. Realistically, the best part about our cards is this is played as a 1-drop. It is played as a 2-drop. This is played kind of as a 2-drop. Because we need them to be that way so we can hit this. If you're unsure how it works, because Evasion has a lot of cards, and I kind of was just casting it because I didn't want to read it during the games, but we'll read it here, and I'll probably have read it in the intro because it is a lot. Whenever it enters the battlefield, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile 2 non-land cards with mana value 4 or less. Hence why we need the cards to be 2-drops, or it could be 3-drops, but we need them to be 2. You may cast one of those 2 cards without paying its mana cost. Put one of them into your hand and then put the other cards exiled this way on the bottom of your library in a random order. So what we're hoping to do, or what we will do, since we only have 2 true 2-drops, because these don't count, they go off the top right corner. Since we only have 2 2-drops, this, when we hit it, and we can hit a go for the throw, we do play one of these. The idea is to sometimes hit this go for the throw with one of these, so that leaves 3 in the deck, so we can do this 3 times instead of 2, because whenever you hit both of them, the other one goes to your hand. But we can activate the fetch quest side, which is not really how it's probably supposed to work. It feels like a cascade in the Tibble to flip it over on the other side. Mechanic that will eventually maybe get errated in the future. Unsure for now, but for right now, as of not a great day, but 9/11, so September 11th, 2023, it works. So what this does, we mill 7 cards and put a creature, enchantment, or land card from among the milled cards onto the battlefield. So you don't get to use your entire graveyard. It's only what you mill. And what we really want to hit is this and any of these 7 drops. And the reason for that is this enters the battlefield, our cemetery desecrator, and the mode we want to activate is remove X counters from target permanent where X is the mana value of the exiled card. We do 7 because Alara enters with 7 loyalty. We remove those and then we get to cast Awakening the Maelstrom. What it is, it's all colors. Don't know why. Not a permanent. Target player draws 2 cards. You may put an artifact card from your hand onto the battlefield. You do draw the cards before you have to select an artifact in your hand. Hopefully, we have a Phyrexian Fleshgorger, because then that means we get to just put in a 7/5 that has ward for 7 damage. Very nice. But create a token that's a copy of permanent you control. A lot of times we'll make a copy of Phyrexian Fleshgorger on an empty board. We'll make a copy of Desecrator on a filthy board or a cluttered board because we need to remove permanents. Distribute 3/1/1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 creatures. Destroy target permanent and opponent controls. So basically what we want to do is play this. If they have a lot of creatures, get them out of the way, as you probably saw in the Soldiers game. Or we want to copy this whenever we're getting their life total low and they have to deal with an 8/6 because we put a counter on it, and a second 8/6, and the target, they take 8 damage. If we hit them, we gain 8 life, so it buys plenty of time. What I feel about this deck is very, very wild, to say the least. I couldn't tell you if it's good or bad. It doesn't feel bad because the absurd play that you get to make is insane. Like the value play. It is crazy that whenever you play that and your outcome of playing this 5-drop is putting in this at like the 7 mana part that just reanimates on every upkeep is actually like a low play. Like that is a bad play. Just second to putting a land into play. This combo is kind of whack. Like it's kind of crazy. So I really don't have anything informative. You kind of have to formulate your own opinion. It's a very hard deck to craft if you don't have it. Every card's a rare. Besides this, I'm pretty sure every card is a rare or a mythic. Yeah, every card in this deck is a rare or mythic besides the lands that are basic, because every other thing is a rare other than Go for the Throat. So you're not really going to get to play test this if you want to do it before, but if you have it, I highly recommend trying it out. It is super fun, especially if you're just like, I just want to go into play section and just wheel some hands. I don't have a whole lot of time, or you're playing on your phone or something like that. This is definitely a deck for that. I hope you all enjoyed it. I don't really have a whole lot of informative things to say because I feel like you have to play a lot more games to figure it out and see if it's actually a contender or not, at least in the best of 1 meta. Other than that, again, I do hope you enjoy. I've been getting a lot of love recently, so that's been fantastic. I've been loving it, especially for myself. But other than that, I'll catch you all later with maybe some more shenanigans or maybe a little bit more competitive. Who knows? We'll see. But other than that, peace.